I'm curious because 12 years old, a lot of people could say, there's two ways to look at that. There's a way that's like, wow, like how I quit. Or there's a way of like, I'm going to persevere. Was there a moment where you said, I'm going to be better, not bitter?
I was never bitter. I was always feeling grateful because I was surrounded with, so I was in Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and you see very awful things.
That's powerful.
I was surrounded by so much pain from other people that I honestly couldn't even think about myself, especially looking at my parents, what they had went through, my sister, what she had gone through, watching me as sick as I was. There were many a times that I had to be reminded that I was just as sick as the child that I was sharing the room with. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that until after my first surgery that was like 9 hours long, and they had to shave my head and all that stuff. But no, never for a moment was I bitter. I'm, to this day, entirely grateful for the chance that I've been given.
Before that diagnosis, did you put yourself in other people's shoes? Was that how you always kind of thought, as a young child, 10?
Yeah, I think
11,
that, like,
9.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the expression, like, you come from strong stock.
Yeah.
My grandparents were Holocaust survivors. My father moved here from Israel with nothing more than $50 in a suitcase, although that sounds cliche. At 20 years old after the army, he really did. So I come from a family of survivors and fighters, and my entire life, that's what I saw. There was never a woe is me moment. There was never a what am I going to do moment. It was all about this is what you have to do, and only you can make it happen. No one else is going to.
That was your uncle that came over?
My father.
Your father came with the suitcase. Was he in the war?
Yeah, my father was an Israeli soldier, and he was also a professional soccer player in Israel. He traveled with the Middle Eastern soccer team. He moved here when he was 20. He spoke no English. He started driving a taxi cab.
Wow.
United Cab, and I have this huge picture of him next to a red and white cab, which is really cool. And he started driving cab, and he loved it, and that's how he learned his English.
Wow, that's so interesting.
And then he started owning cabs, and then he started operating them and owning cab companies. My mom moved here when she was 9, also from Israel, spoke no English. And my grandparents were Holocaust survivors. They spoke no English. So, no one really had it easy at all. So when all of these terrible things happened to me, my parents were just devastated. I mean, my father moved my mattress into their bedroom and slept by my side for like a year, like wouldn't let me leave him. And it's hard to see like a really strong...
Had he already had his business together and all that?
Yeah, but he was afraid to leave me. He was afraid that he was going to miss something or something was going to happen to me.